Hello and welcome to Vlogmas 2024. My name is Kath and this is the Mindful Melbourne Maker podcast. I live in Melbourne, Australia, and this is my YouTube channel where I share all about the things I've been making. Usually I have knitting podcast videos, but this year I thought I'd see how I go pulling together a few little videos for Vlogmas. Now, I don't do vlogs usually. I've never done them before, so we'll see how we go. I can't promise that they'll be good or interesting, but I did want to share my yarny advents with you all each day if I can, but if things get a bit busy, there might be a few days where I don't pop a video up, but we'll see how we go. But I did want to share with you all of the advents that I'm opening every day and what I'm making and working on over December and for Advent knitting. So thanks for joining me. You can find me on Instagram as Mindful Melbourne Maker and on Ravelry as kathsmartin. And details for various things will be listed down below in the description box if you need them. So first I thought I'd show you the advents that I got this year. I got quite a few. I love advents. They're my vice. So I always get quite a few, but I always try and get local yarn dyers and local makers to Australia and New Zealand. Number one, because the shipping is so much better. But number two, I also really like to support our local makers and dyers so that they're there next year when I want to buy yarn from them. Yeah, so I'll show you those, and I might just show you a couple of the projects that I know that I'm going to be working on during December, but I'm sure there'll be more to come as I work through it. So in absolutely no particular order, I did get a few yarny advents, but the first one I'm going to show you is the only international advent style thing that I got, which is the Freckled Whimsy self-striping sock skein for 2024. So I've got the Freckled Whimsy Advent skein the last 2 years, and I absolutely love her colours. They're amazing. They're really sort of vibrant and rich colours, and it's just a lot of fun knitting just one stripe each day on each sock, and by the end of by the time we get to Christmas Day, we have a pair of socks. So that's the Advent sock for this year. I have not unwrapped this skein yet, but it is in two 50-gram skeins that I need to wind up. So I'll be doing that after this. So we'll be winding that up and having a look at what the yarn looks like. But what I have done is I've popped into this lovely little Christmas sock bag that I got from my lovely friend Hanne Black. She made this lovely bag for me and sent it all the way from Denmark. Hi, Hanne. So I've popped in here. This will be my project bag for my Freckled Whimsy socks. I'm going to use my Melbourne socks pattern, which is a free pattern that I provide on Ravelry. And it's just a vanilla sock pattern, but it has lots of options for heels and cuffs and things, so you can kind of adjust your socks how you'd like. What I have done is I have already opened the mini skein that came with the Freckled Whimsy Advent. I actually got a 50-gram contrast color mini so that I could do heels, toes and cuffs in both socks, have plenty of yarn and probably have leftovers. So this wasn't a surprise. If you bought this, it came in a clear plastic bag, so this shouldn't be a spoiler, but it's this absolutely beautiful kind of reddy burgundy plum, or yeah, burgundy color. So that's it there. But what I have done yesterday, I knitted two cuffs. So I've knitted both the cuffs of my socks. I knitted them on magic loop, and then I've popped them onto 9-inch circulars because I find that easiest for vanilla socks, just to go round and round and round. So what I'll do after this is I will wind up the main skeins, pop them in my bag ready to go for tomorrow so that I can cast on the first stripe of those. So that's the first Advent thing that I've got. Next I'll show you all of the yarny or the yarn advents that I've got from Australian dyers. I won't open them. I'm just going to sort of show you the box because when I show you each day, when I open them, I'll just show you the one little mini from each, but so you can see how they are wrapped up. This first one is from Hodgepodge Skeins, and it's wrapped up like a lovely parcel. All of the minis are in there, and it's got this lovely little glittery angel tag on there. So this is Hodgepodge Skeins, and the theme is Gemstones Advent, I think. Yes, Gemstones Advent. So that's the Hodgepodge Skeins Advent. So I have that, and that will be 20 gram minis, fingering weight minis. So that's the first one I've got. I don't know yet. I've got a few ideas for projects, but I might go through those in a separate one of the next videos. The next one I've got is the Louie Lola Easy Like Sunday Morning, which is I'm very excited about. Karina's advents are always really special and have lots of beautiful things in them. I've got the 24 gram fingering weight advent from Karina. So that's the Louie and Lola advent. Now I do want to make something to wear with that one, so I'm thinking a cardigan because her colors and the yarn is just so beautiful. The next one I've got is from Rainbows and Sprinkles, and it's the Rainbow Sparkle Advent. So this is going to be all neon colors, and I got it on a sparkle base, so it's 24 minis. It is fingering weight, 24 fingering weight sparkle base minis. So that's that one. Then I have the Ash and Eve Yarnival of Yesteryear Advent. So this is really going to be really nice as well, and this one is also 24 minis. I think there's also a main skein which is wrapped up separately, and it also comes with another goodie that was packaged separately that I can feel what that is, but I won't spoil at the moment, but that is another advent. I then have one from My Creative Garage. Now this was in a box, and I've sort of unpacked it into a basket so that all the minis are there. There's a main skein up here, and it's got the little envelope and everything on top of that, so that's going to be easy to sort of pull out each mini. So that is from My Creative Garage, so that's Vanessa, and I picked that advent up only recently when I was having a pretty low day, and I thought, oh, she released a couple of extras, and so I got that one. It's on a sparkle base, so I'm thinking it's going to be pretty nice, and I'm hoping maybe a blanket or maybe a cowl with that one. And the other yarny advent that I got, so yarn based advent, is from Love and Speckles, and that comes in this fairly innocuous box. Now this one I'm not going to spoil for you, but I already know what it looks like in terms of all the colors, but I can't remember them, and I can't remember what order they're in. But the great thing about Tarina's advent is that you can see all of the colors and all of the yarn beforehand, so you know what you're getting, you know if you're going to like it. And these colors are going to be spectacular. So I won't open it and spoil it for you yet. I'll let you have that surprise, but it's going to be absolutely beautiful. And then other than that, I also got a Notions advent from 1121 Windmills from Lisa. So she was offering a couple of choices of advents. One was a yarny advent from different dyers in Australia, and then the other one was a Notions advent. I really liked the idea of a Notions advent because I've got plenty of yarny advents going on. So Lisa's theme was the magical terrarium, and it came in this lovely little box here from 1121 Windmills, and it came with a little extra which I think I ordered when I got to the checkout. Do you want this optional extra? Of course I do. So yeah, so those are my Yarny and Notion Advents. And then I do have one more that's sitting back here because I am a tea drinker. I don't know if anybody else. I drink 1 coffee a day and then I drink lots of cups of tea, and I really love tea too. So this is not sponsored. I bought this. I bought all of these advents. None of them are sponsored, but I absolutely love this advent because the colors, the layout of it is beautiful, and the tea, you get a beautiful tea bag every day from T2, which is really great. So those are all my advents. Now, aside from the Freckled Whimsy advent sock, I do have a couple of projects on the needles that are advent related, that are either hanging over from last year or that I've started recently using leftovers from last year's advent. So I'll just quickly show you those so you know some of the things that I'll be knitting on in December, at least until I start to open some of these advents and I can see what the colors are and I can see what the perfect pattern might be. So the first one is in this Star Wars Christmas bag that I made. The fabric's just from Spotlight. And this is, you may remember from one of my earliest episodes of the podcast, is the Trifle Wrap by Curious Handmade, which is Helen Stewart. So I started this last year and I got a good chunk done. I think I got up to day 9, but I had a lot of advent projects last year. And this one, by the time I was sort of chugging along through it in February, I put it down and I haven't picked it up. But I really love the yarn. It's from Rainbows and Sprinkles Advent last year, which was a Candyland Advent. So what I'm hoping to do is work through this advent on a sort of daily basis, while I open the advents and see what some of the yarns are and see what patterns might match up with them, and then I can cast something else on with one of the other advents, just so I've got one of the new advents on the needles. But this should be a really lovely project to work on. It's held with silk mohair, so it's extra fluffy, which is always hard during summer in Australia, but we usually have the aircon on when it's really hot, so it's absolutely fine to crank the air conditioner up so it's nice and icy inside so that we can knit with our fluffy things. So that's the first one. And then the second one I actually showed the other day on my latest podcast episode, and that's using the Louie Lola Cozy Country Advent from 2022. These are the leftovers from that advent. So I've already made the Advent cardigan with that advent and I wear it and I love it. But I did cast on or start, it's crochet. So I started the Cozy Country Advent scarf by Lucienne Crochet. And so I've done a little bit more since the episode of my podcast. So that's where I'm up to. I've done 3 colours and I'm just finishing off this last section in the 3rd colour, and then I'll keep going. But I'm going to work on this as well while I open some of the advents and see what other projects I might like to do. So those are the things that I'll be working on. Those are my advents, and I hope you can join me for all of the advent opening fun and live vicariously through my complete lack of self-control. Well, I'm off to get our annual gingerbread house pick it up from my friend Ruth, who is also a knitter, and she makes the most amazing gingerbread houses. So off to pick that up now in typical Melbourne style at Christmas time, or at least December. It's raining, so we'll see how we go and make sure we keep the gingerbread house nice and dry.